إنك لا تهدي من أحببت ولكن الله يهدي من يشاء وهو أعلم بالمهتدين.
Good evening. My name is Beatrice Lombardo. I come from Italy, and sorry if sometimes I'm very anxious because this is the first time I speak in a TV, but I need to tell you my story. I was born in Yemen, in Aden, and was in an Italian family because my grandparents were in Italian embassy in Yemen. And I lived almost till 13 years old in Yemen, where I attended Christian school because all my life I was Christian. I lived in a Christian family, and I was almost all the day in a Christian school with nuns and priests. After this, in the 70s, we went back in Italy with my grandfather because I was grown up with my grandfather, with my grandparents, and we went back in Italy to stay in Italy. I was 15 years old, so I lived in Yemen, and even if I was in a Christian school, I used to hear always Adhan. And I think this Adhan impressed me so much because when I left Yemen with my parents, with my grandparents, and went in Italy, I always had this sound of Adhan inside me, even if I didn't know the words of Adhan, the meaning of Adhan. And the first life in Italy, I was in my youth in Italy. I really didn't adjust myself of the way of living in European society. So after I think 10 years I got married, and I had 2 girls, which were the only reason of my life. And I never accepted the way of living in European society because, there is too much freedom, and I don't like how the woman is in the European society, So I spent my time, almost of my time, in the house with my girls. My daughter has a computer, and I started looking in internet. I used to go on YouTube to remember the Adhan. And I was sometimes I was really crying and hearted breaking because I used to hear the sound of Adhan and remembered my time when I was in Yemen, and I feel I wasn't happy that something was missing from me, and I didn't know what. So I started sometimes chatting in a chat of my daughter chat, and I met a person, that a Muslim person, that we started to talk slowly. I was telling him about my life, about how I was not happy that I was before in Yemen, in Arabic place, and now I wasn't at all happy in Italy, but not because Italy is a bad country. It was me. I wasn't happy in that kind of society. So I started making to him many questions about Islam, because I'm very sorry, but Islam has not a nice picture in Europe. And so I made many questions to him, and he was trying to make me understand, explaining me what I was asking to him. Slowly, after that, we started reading the Quran. In internet, we were together, and one day reading, one day explaining to me. One day I sometimes hear some news about Islam, and I was asking him, why do they say this about Islam? Why do they say that they treat very bad the women in Islam? They beat the women with a stick. And so he was telling me, no, it's not this. It's not. You must read the Quran in the real sense and understand the real meaning. not like this. So slowly I understand that something was missing from me, and I was every time I read the Quran, I find in the Quran the true religion, the real way of living, and I was every time I read the Quran, I was in peace. I was a sort of peace. I don't know what was happening inside of me. So that was the moment of the big questions on my belief. I was discovering something new, something real. So slowly, I started working to save some money, because in my head was that I wanted to come to Qatar because this person is of Qatar, and to see the real Islamic life, because you must live, you must go in an Islamic place to understand, because they will not believe you if you tell them. Maybe because I believe this because I was in Yemen and I saw the life. But if you speak with an Italian person about Islam, they don't believe you how the real life is in Islam, no? So I started to work very hard to save some money and to make this journey. In June, I don't know how I did, with courage, I left my place and I came in Doha for the first time. I meet this person, I find a respectable person, more than what I knew in internet. I find this place a lovely place. I went to Al Fanar, to Islamic center, and people were I went to take some books because I wanted to read about Islam. I put abaya for the first time on, and I find in Al Fanar people that wanted to help me to understand more, because I wanted to know more. More I read, more I want to know about Allah, about the Prophet Muhammad. I always read books, I always have books, nowadays too. And I only stay 10 days here. I went to a mosque. For the first time I went in a mosque, and I really feel the tie between me and Allah. When the Imam was praying, I didn't understand one word of Arabic, but my heart, I was crying because I feel something in my heart, something inside that I can't explain. And the night I left for Italy, I didn't want to go back in Italy, but I had to go. I went to the mosque last time and I was crying because I knew that was the last moment I was in the mosque. And some sisters of the mosque told me, Jamila, don't cry, we will help you to come back here. In Istanbul, I had to take abaya away from me, and really, truly, I feel naked. I feel without protection. I feel as somebody took me away Islam from my heart, taking this, I was really empty. So I came back in Italy. I closed myself in my house. I didn't want to go. I feel that world wasn't mine. I didn't belong to that world anymore. I feel I was not of Italy anymore. So I started to work very, very hard, day and night, to put some money to come back here. I met other persons. I want to say greetings to this person, Mr. Muhammad Al-Kabi, who helped me very, very much. His family, I adore his family. They are a lovely person. And he helped me to come here again. So as I told you before, it is in Europe there is a very big picture of Islam. And I can't believe that when I came here, what I have seen here, it is the big respect for women that there is for women. I can't believe this because in Europe women are not they are treated like body, and then there is not this respect that there is here. And the main points that bring me to Islam is that not only the respect of the women and the way of living of the life, safe life, because Islam is safe. it is I find the direct contact between me and Allah without priest. You know, in other religion you have the priest, you have to go for confession, you have to say the sins to the direct contact between me and Allah. Then Allah is one. There is no father, there is no son, there is no spirit. You know, sometimes we make big confusion of this, and this is very simple because we have only Allah. Then I want to spread this message now for all the people who wants, women like me who wants to join Islam, because this is the very first time I'm really happy in all my life, and I find peace. I find everything. I was looking all my life. The first time I came to the hotel from Italy, I went to sleep at 4 o'clock. I hear the adhan. For the first time I wake up, I said, my God, I'm here again, and I started crying. Now I know I'm really fighting because I don't know the Arabic language. I'm fighting to learn to pray. I go in the mosque or even at home, and really, believe me, I feel so relaxed. I feel so in peace when I pray and when I read Quran. And I really want to say this because now it will be my duty to spread and to spread the real Islam, the real picture of Islam. And I will fight very much because I want that women be happy as I am now with Islam, because I never find this peace in my life. And by the way, I have seen how women are respected in this society, in Islamic society. I have seen how really a woman is treated like a queen in the house, outside. When I come down from the stairs and I meet a man, he stopped to make me come down, and I say, who am I that they do this to me? This never happened in Europe society, believe me. So I will fight even to bring, inshallah, my daughters here, because I want them to see how Islam is really, and how happy now I am.
وهو أعلم بالمهتدين.